A beautiful jam coming in from Agent Sniper. Title of the song is Unconditional. Unconditional. Shiba, let what happens in Vegas stay in Vegas.
Microphone,
Let what happens in Vegas stay in Vegas.
Who told you we're in Vegas? We are in Kamalakala.
But anyway, she's actually a very cool lady. Agent Sniper, for that information.
Agent?
Sniper.
Sniper.
She was an agent before, and a sniper before.
Before?
Yes.
But she's based in Nigeria.
She is now okay.
And she's married and she has a child. Wow.
Like any other lady would actually
Like any other lady.
Yes.
But she's an agent sniper.
It's a beautiful jam from happening us exactly 2 minutes, into 9 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this amazing drive. It's a breakfast puzzle. I'm here with the usual suspect, Shiba Martha. She always loves to actually bull me.
Usual what?
Suspect.
I am unusual, my dear.
Usual suspect.
City born mochi guys, very unusual.
Well, Shiba, let me tell you. You're
Yo-
now like
yo-
you're
yo-
into the same boat with Sniper. Because you can't be a suspect and you're not a sniper. But yes, it is the same thing. It is the same thing.
Is it?
But yes, it will actually still going on like we earlier told you. We'll definitely be having a conversation to have in this particular hour. But before we actually delve into that particular one, I just want to remind you all that Natasha Sinayowe, of course, has an acting masterclass that is actually coming in on the 2nd and 3rd of July in partnership with the Media Challenge Initiative. She's actually one of those ladies that have represented us very much, most especially in the movie industry here in Uganda. If you've watched movies like 16 Rounds, you definitely very well know. So the masterclass will actually be here at the MCI Media Hub, of course, on that particular date, the 2nd and the 3rd of July. We have quite a number of mentors that are going to actually be coming through. Sasha Vibes, who actually happens to be a film director and music videographer. We have Solaya Muyana, director and producer. We also do have Lukman Ali. We very well understand Lukman Ali. And then Gaetano Kagwa as well, an actor and a radio presenter in that particular manner. So the fee is actually $50. $50. Sente Buchini Shiba, you told me you once have a dream of acting. What happened?
Who?
You.
Why are you putting words in my mouth? I
thought every person who is a model is an actor.
Not the Baba, is a TikTok content creator. That is different. That's another profession of it.
But you're a failed TikToker. You're a failed TikToker.
Who said?
Me, from my own observation. It's either you has failed TikTok or TikTok has failed you. One of the two things. But anyway, we're actually, having a very beautiful conversation off air. But let us not bring it here, Shiba. Because if we bring it here, one of us will actually walk out with wounds. Yes.
Very true.
Let us respect.
And that is you. That's definitely you. When you mess around a Muchinga.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio with us, we have Rosbella Nsita. She happens to be the regional manager for Fundi Kampala region, and she actually oversees.
Put in some sweetness.
Okay, Shiba, go on.
Put in some sweetness.
Rosbella Nsita.
Exactly. She's even smiling. You see? I am training you before you meet your woman.
Rosbella, I'm even out of words. Good to have you, madam. Leave Shiba alone.
Thank you so much, El Shaddai. Thank you, Shiba. And I don't just happen to be the regional manager. I am the regional manager, Kampala,
Fundi. Yes. Well, we definitely want to really understand very many things about Fundi today. But of course, you also come into a time where a lot is going on in our country. Shiba is accusing me for several things.
Several.
The key word there is
several. The first one. The first one that I'm accusing him of. Why didn't he take sciences when he had the chance to? He took arts. Why?
I cannot take subjects that I know. Because we go to school to learn things we don't know. So I cannot go to school and study things I know.
So you're sci-fi El Shaddai.
Exactly. That's 1-0.
If you know, you know.
That's 1-0. Hey, you thought you had me. I also had waited in a corner. Yes, I might say hi to our listeners, Madame Rosie Bell. Okay.
Hi, MCI listeners. My name is Rose Bella Nsita, and I am the regional manager of Fundi Kampala. And I am very excited to be here to share with you what we do, how we do it, and to probably help our upcoming TikToker.
Huh?
Yes.
Upcoming is an understatement. Call her a newcomer. A newcomer.
El Shaddai, even if you don't believe in me.
There are people who believe in you.
I already have people that believe in me.
You can't.
It's okay.
She can't be there. You see her?
Do you know
She even
that-
forgets
do
to
you know
like.
the science you put in to make a TikTok video.
You can't invest a lot of time
do you
and then post a
know?
TikTok
Do you
video.
know?
And you yourself, you forget to like it.
El Shaddai, do you know? Now, put in that science. You have to proceed to make a like video.
By the time you don't like your own video, which means no one is going to like it, Shiba.
El Shaddai, let's go back to the topic.
Madam Roosevelt, forgive our craziness. But we are here to actually talk about Fundabots. And I have actually noted that it's a non-profit education initiative promoting improved practical science education in African schools.
That's right.
Let's start from there. Why Fundabots and why, tech science as one of the things that you need to actually promote, besides all the things that are going on, the challenges that we face as African countries?
Thank you so much, El Shaddai. And maybe because I am talking to Sci-Fi El Shaddai,
Sci-Fi.
Probably now I'll talk to Natasha and the rest of the audience there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What is happening in the education sector? Sorry, I'm going to pose the question back at you. What is happening currently? The last 2 weeks, what has been happening?
Huh? It's a fight
It is a fight.
Why?
of arts teachers and science
Arts
teachers.
teachers have striked. They don't want to go back to school to teach.
Why?
Because of the Kamani. Now, here we were saying when the science teachers were also striking, the art teachers were
We're silent.
silent. Now the science teachers are quiet when the art teachers are striking. So we are like, what is going on?
All right, so probably I'll start there and I'll answer El Shaddai's question. Science, apart from a very few people who really loved and enjoyed science in school, there is a myth that science is hard. But even then, science in the classrooms back then and even right now is taught theoretically. When was the first time you saw a laboratory, El Shaddai?
We didn't even have one at our
And
school.
you're saying that.
That's why I did study sciences
It's
that
no
way.
problem.
So the reason why we are here as an organization is to work hand in hand with the Ministry of Education, to work hand in hand with the teachers, work hand in hand with the pupils and the students, or call them learners, so that we can provide practical, project-based science in the classrooms, in the universities, in the learning centers. It makes it quite easy for us to enjoy, or for the learners to enjoy science when it is practical. Take, for example, if we have, in the classrooms, if we had all the tools, remember the practical lessons that we had that turned out to be theory lessons.
Actually, the only practical lessons that I've ever enjoyed were chemistry. Those mixing chemicals,
Bunsen burner
those
and
things. And
And how many times did you access the lab?
only during class hours.
Awesome. So can we then have it in the classrooms right from primary schools? Do you remember? Do you know that we have practicals in primary?
Nedda.
We do have.
Are
We
you
used to
serious?
draw.
So kuvya diagram.
Please
Tugamba
don't
real apparatus.
We want the apparatus in the
Scientific
classroom.
apparatus.
From
That is
primary.
From primary.
I'd never even
Actually,
seen
from
one.
primary 4, you start doing practicals. In fact, even P1 has practicals. Because when we tell
wow.
people the sun can burn, that is solar energy. Why aren't they outside there enjoying trying to figure out how the sun will burn paper and all that? So anyhow, we are here as an organization to break the myth, to provide practical science education. We do this in several ways. We do this we have it with 2 curriculums. We have the robotics curriculum for our majesty.
Yeah. That's
We're
it
not
now.
Transformer, Optimus Prime.
That's
Those
it.
things.
That's it.
And then we have what we call the enhanced science curriculum. Now, with the enhanced science curriculum, we work with the already existing curriculum, the NCDC curriculum. We pull out practicals, and we try to come up with tools that we then send to the schools so that the teachers can engage with them and the learners, and it becomes a practical lesson like it is supposed to be, not a practical theory lesson.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, amazing. I think now sciences are going to become more interesting for the Shibas. And I think you will encourage your kids to study sciences.
Even you, who didn't see anything in P4, I think it's time for you to go back to primary.
Exactly.
I
But
think it's quite interesting that this is starting like from primary. Because me, I remember in class, I think chlorophyll, what. Now, when I went in the paper, whenever I used to do tests, I never used to pass the photosynthesis theory good.
because of what?
But the day they took me outside,
You learned.
in the plantation, and they told me, Shiba, what is this? This is a leaf. It is green. Now you see this green color? This is photosynthesis. That word. That word. And every time that I used to go in the paper, I would remember what I saw, what I touched, and I was like, oh, so I was able to remember more than how I used to read in the book, try to cram, because in high school and primary, there's a lot of cramming.
Indeed. And that is exactly what we're trying to ensure that it does not happen, like the roller coaster doesn't go on. Especially because we are evolving. We are getting into a technological world. And the more we ask people to study, cram and pass, instead of learn, innovate, and create.
I really want to understand, Sita, on that particular note. If I am to even take you back, you might probably have answered this question, but why is it that sciences are not so much embraced? And if you look at, the global perspective, Africa, we are currently unable to take on those, science positions and fields. I don't know why. Is it because we do not have the ability to, or it's because we
afraid.
Exactly.
So it's kind of both, but most importantly is because how we're trained from the onset. Like from the word go, it is everything theory. I mean, pass your exam, learn to pass, don't question the teacher. Teacher, when I throw the stone up, why is it that it comes back down? And But the teacher will tell you that, but if you went up and threw it and then you asked him to explain it, probably, that kind of authority the teacher will have. And that's fine. But can the teachers also help to be in position to explain? And now that is probably also because they don't have the teaching aids. Now, I want you to leave Kampala alone and we go back to the
rural areas. Kabale.
Eyomunda. I don't even know the villages. They are
Say
That
it.
one.
Say where you come from. Okay, not where you come from.
For security purposes.
Say your neighbor.
For security purposes, those who are obsessed with him might end up going there with cows. So let's pick Rampara.
So imagine a young learner in Rampara and they have never been taken out to just probably go and even understand zero grazing. Science class.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is cattle, so I'm trying to use the feasibility study there.
Yeah.
To just understand that when we are saying milking, feeding, this is what cow dung does, mulching, and everything that is around that. But he's expected to pass. So it is not because we are not capable. It is simply because we are taught to pass, not to learn. Something that you learn, you will do. You will use in the future. Something that I study to pass, I'll even ask, did we study that topic?
Yeah.
People were told
Very
Penumbra and Umbra, they're coming up with those tools. Personally, I asked, did I study this? But I went up to Doseka.
No, I can relate because we're in the same.
I understand. And then, is it hard True. When you don't have the training aid, it becomes hard. If we're here on air and we didn't have the airtime and
Yeah.
the satellite and everything, it would be hard. We would be on radio around, rotating around. But now, how many people are we reaching? But just sitting here because the tools and the technology is here. Is it that we don't have the capability? The answer is no. We all have the capability. When they say you can do just about anything, but you can do just about anything as long as you're passionate about it and you can learn it and the resources are available. Have we stereotyped this? Yes, we have.
Yeah.
That science is hard. It's not even getting any better. Science teachers now are going to be paid for something million shillings. What is exceptional
So,
about it?
Rosabella, am I right to say Black African countries are not good in science subjects and maybe technology, mathematics, STEM, isn't it? Are we not good at that?
You are very wrong. We are awesome. Have you seen what we can do? Have you read? You did. What did you call him?
You said what?
Yeah.
Sci-fi El Shaddai.
Sci-fi El Shaddai. Have you seen what young people have come up, the innovations? Recently, I think this month, we were here. Did you see everything that was exhibited
Exactly.
here?
I saw the innovations.
You still want to say Black Africans? Let's come back to Uganda. You still want to say Black Africans are not good?
Maybe I just request to be schooled, just looking at the observation of things and how they are going on.
Are you trying to compare it like with outside countries?
I'm trying to, because probably growing up, we've always been told that the watches we put on, the small gadgets that we actually hold are being done by
literally every
9-year-olds.
that we use.
9-year-olds in
And
China,
that's so
in
true.
Japan.
And that is so true. Sorry, El Shaddai. And that is so true. So let me bring you up to speed. So please bring your children to Fundi Bots for the holiday class. Bring them as young as 6-year-old. And then you will be amazed at what they can accomplish in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
2
So
weeks.
the last 2 weeks, our holiday classes usually are just 2 weeks. And by the time they are done, they're supposed to come up with a project and present that project.
When I look at what Fundibots really does here, I am really super amazed by what you people do. I really want to understand. I see a lot of pillars that you include in your programs.
Yes.
Fundi at school, how does that work?
So Fundi at School is our program pillar that works directly with schools. Anything we do at school with the learners, the teachers, is Fundi at School. So we have 3 different pillars and then have 1 pillar that is cross-cutting. So under Fundi at School, we have robotics science, and I know that we are known for robotics, and robotics is simply electronics engineering, programming, lots and lots and lots of soft skills therein, and we start training learners with from age 16 to age 25. We work with those learners in the classrooms, out of the classrooms for robotics, maybe if there are clubs, we have what we call the integrated, the outreach, and that is why we say we are non-profit, we are donor funded, because we go to the villages. I forgot to mention we are in 4 regions. We are in Gulu, we are in Kampala, we are in Bale, and we are in Barra. So we try to cover. And then, so for everything we do with learners while they're still at school, is Fundi at School. I've just mentioned to you that we have the enhanced science curriculum, the one for NCDC.
How does that operate?
So now that we have just piloted, we're in 33 schools across the country. We take tools, training aids for the teachers to work with in the classrooms, and the learners are the ones that work with those tools in the classroom. And this is under the national curriculum. So everything, again, in school, by the learner or the teacher, is Fundi at School. Then Fundi at home, when they get holidays or they're in school but they're doing things from home, that becomes Fundi at Home. We have a YouTube
Fundi
channel.
at work?
I'll get there.
Okay.
So we have a YouTube channel. I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't, please subscribe. If you haven't seen it, look it up and please subscribe. we carry on, we upload videos of science, old science versus old technology versus new technology, topics around science that children can learn from, even adults. Natasha, subscribe, please.
It's actually Shiba.
Sorry, Shiba. Shiba, subscribe, please.
I will.
Then
I know we're subscribing at Chukwan.
I have to.
upgrade. And then the holiday classes. So when they come to office or to the learning centers or to the hubs where we put the classes, they are at home, so they're coming from home, but they are still learning. So everything that is done outside school is at home. That is Fundi at home. Fundi at work is unique in a way. Anything that we do to upgrade the skilling, especially, or for example, the university scholars, they already have a career path in STEM.
Exactly.
So internships, but we also have a unique category of people under the Fundi at work. We're planning to work with hubs. Initially, our first pilot was with the marginalized community. We identified people who could not afford to go for further education in science, but were interested. And we sponsored these in courses. The good news is we now have DIT accreditation. Then we didn't have, but we would just have people come in and we share knowledge. Knowledge is one of our values, and we share knowledge. Now we are going to work with hubs like these, where we can bring someone to learn what they are interested in, and then they are accredited by DIT and they can go on. And that is also free of charge.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Shiba, now you know where to go. You know where to go.
You're the one that needs to go there. Why me?
But we all need to go.
Sci-fi El Shaddai.
We need to go. But Rosbella, you actually mentioned about something really important that I do not want to skip my mind with. I really want to understand, why is the inclusivity of all stakeholders? Because what you've mentioned, I really feel that it's only for the students. Someone comes and learns. But again, if we are to eradicate this challenge in schools, we need to include the teachers and several other stakeholders. Where do the teachers now come in? Or it's actually you who carry out a program in school and leave out the teachers who actually spend most of the time with these kids?
very interesting. Mwanange Shiba, when she mentioned that sniper disorganized you, I didn't know it was true. But anyhow, I have been mentioning El Shaddai, that we work with the teacher and the learner. The training aid is given to the teacher.
The teacher.
So that they can guide the
The
learner.
learner.
We are not teachers. We are teachers when we are back at the center. We work with the schools. We have a plan of reaching 1 million learners in Africa by 2030. We are just 100 staff members, 100 plus staff members. We can't do this alone. We must include the teachers. On that note, we've trained around 319 teachers so far. So what happens is that when I go to a school for enhanced science, I hand over the tools to the teacher, but there will be an RSS. An RSS will be like the rollout support staff to just guide this teacher. And then their role is to just sit and observe, and the teacher will definitely do the teaching. We don't teach, we don't understand. Like, we do understand the curriculum, but it's their teacher. So it's the teachers, it's the head teachers who are taking lead on this. Even when we go for robotics, we are training, but we are ensuring that we are also training the teacher, because we can't be in that school forever. The teacher must learn. And for us to be in position to reach a wider scope or to reach our goal of accelerating science learning in Africa, we need you, El Shaddai, we need you, Shiba, we need the teachers to teach the learners so that we can reach the 1 million.
Wow, amazing. Amazing. I have a question, maybe before we go for a break. Can I just, if at all, I maybe noticed that my kid is maybe interested in science, can I just do away with the local curriculum that they have to go through from nursery to primary, secondary, CG university? Can I just hand them over to Fundi bots for them to be able to achieve their dream?
Neda Sebo, so for you to enjoy, or for a child to really enjoy science, they need to be the change that they want to see. You can't be this when you can't write, when you can't read. So that means they need their English teacher. They need to understand the surroundings of the world, the history and everything, because it is from then that technology will evolve.
Exactly.
This led here. Who invented?
Shiba. Uh-huh.
Which one?
The light.
Where I got Neda? You're not supposed to be asking you. Where I got my mono, you didn't want to go to science because you already knew.
Newton.
it.
Oh, okay. We shall go with that one. But you see how it has evolved?
Exactly.
We now have lamp holders and all that. It's because someone understood that maybe we need to just have some design around it. But the reason why I'm saying no is because we need a holistic child. We need a child who will understand where they're coming from, their culture, what will work in their culture. Then we need a child who will go through the whole stages. We don't want children we don't want adults who are fixated. They missed out on a few things and now they are up there. Now, as we are studying, we are encouraging you that if your path is in STEM, we are encouraging you to take the niche and put in more emphasis. Because as a scientist, even as an inventor, you will have to speak about what you invented. Eloquency will only come from practice of language. Identifying problems, probably. There might be geographical problems. If you don't understand geography, then you can't innovate anything around that area. If it is a physics innovation, it might be physics, but you still have to calculate. So you need mathematics therein. So you must go through the fundamentals so that when you get there, you're holistic, you're all round. So no, please. You can't just bring the child to Fundibots. And also, Fundibots works with schools.
With schools.
We work with the schools. We shall find that young boy there.
I still have a couple of questions to really ask, but
Let's first take some water.
let's take some water and
Some
we'll
water.
return back. There are quite a lot of different questions that I am so much interested to actually receive answers from. And to you, our listener, you can actually also engage in this particular conversation. Go on to our WhatsApp number, which is 0770531962, and send us a question, send us your contribution towards this. And of course, Rosbella is here to answer majority of the questions.
Stick is a brand already, Rosbella. Allah. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Shiba.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Let's take a breather. We'll be back in just a bit. Good morning.
You're listening to AMCI Radio, the coolest internet radio. AMCI Radio for African voices. You're listening to AMCI Radio, the coolest internet radio. AMCI Radio for African voices.
Great vibes, great music, and great conversations on the coolest radio show on air. You heard the mashup with TK only on MCI Radio, Monday to Friday, 4 to 6 p.m.
Shake it, body shake it, shake it, shake it. Do they want shake it, shake it.
We speak, we laugh, we live, we love and celebrate art. We are the Word Launch on MCI Radio. Tune in every Monday to Friday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Have you heard, read, seen information and you weren't sure about it? Is it a Facebook post, TikTok video, news article, or audio content? Look no further for the facts. We've got you covered. The D-Bank brings you all the facts on Uganda's first ever fact-checking show, clearly verified and investigated with detail and well-researched experts' analysis for you to make the right decision. Tune into MCI Radio every Friday at 2 p.m. for our audio fact checks and on our socials at The D-Bank Show every Monday at 11 a.m. for our video fact checks. The D-Bank Show. Stay verified.
You're listening to The Puzzle on MCI Radio.
It's Thankful Thursday on the Breakfast Puzzle.
The hits just keep on coming.
Steph London Bunny remix.
Years of fresh hits, fresh talent, and connecting all universities. Download the MCI Radio app on Google Play Store, the home of the African Voice, a free internet radio on radio.mciug.org.
It's Thankful Thursday on the Breakfast Puzzle.
Damasco, you're the one for me, ladder. I go follow you, ladder.
Evident from Queen Matthew K. Queen Matthew K. Hi, Queen Matthew K.
Hi, you Queen. How is your kingdom?
It's king, but that kingdom deserves a king. Hey, think about it, Matthew K. But have you ever seen a kingdom that has no king?
Yeah. How sure are you that Queen Sheba had no king? I mean, did Queen Sheba have a king? They just say Queen Sheba. They don't even mind about the king.
Where are they at? Low key. Low key. Sometimes you don't come and you know. I mean, I hear you. Well, see, let me tell you. Queen Matthew K, think about the king. Maybe a queen who could be king who. Give examples. King. But anyway, now you what? Let's move on swiftly. It's about 20 minutes to the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. And Damasco played. Damasco has a concert coming through at Golf Course. That will be 23rd July. Yes, 23rd July. And of course, Saturday we have the Fuse happening. We have Wake, we have Saint Rodi, we have Naxa, and a couple of other hip hop artists that will be representing. I was actually about to ask, I even asked Shiba, are you going to be there? Kumbe.
I'm offended that you asked.
But
I'm offended. How could I not be there? Christian hip hop.
But you're not a hip hopper.
Do you have to be a hip hopper to love hip hop?
I don't see the hip hop in you. You don't play basketball. You don't. You're not a dancer.
That will be just for another day. Because if you continue, okay, not to say.
But I know the reason as to why. Now I know the reason as to why you love hip hop. Should I say it? Should I say it? I know, because if I connect the dots, no. If I start connecting the dots, I know why.
We are still on Thankful Thursday.
And we are thankful. For the fact that you love hip hop.
You're making me complain. You see, you're a temptation.
No, I'm thankful for the fact that Shiba loves hip hop. It's rare.
Back to sender.
It's rare to find a girl who loves hip hop. We are thankful and grateful, but we know their strings are attached.
Anyway, our listeners, Munange, we are still on Thankful Thursday. We have a beautiful, amazing guest. Rosbella, what are you thankful for?
Usually I am thankful for so many things. Today I am thankful for the joy that is in this room.
Oh, Chitegera!
Vibes on vibes. We're always on vibes.
Hey,
Not high on anything.
Energy.
We only take our tea.
But high on nothing.
High on nothing.
High on nothing.
But we're still moving on. We definitely had a conversation. Still, for those of you who did arts, we are sorry. But you can actually tap into this conversation and learn a few things in there. I thank you for everyone who is actually sending in a question. And I think I should actually ask more of these questions than mine. There is a question here. Before, someone actually said, In what respect and how can we learn from the experiences of the developed nations when it comes to science and technology?
So yes, we are open to learning from the developed countries. That is why we do a lot of research so that we can develop what we do not know. It would be naive of us to think we're going to start from scratch, and at Fundibots we don't do that. We learn and we collaborate. So collaboration is big. We have a whole department called Research and Development. But even for young people out there that are trying, to answer his question, please do a lot of research. Let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's add on to what has already been invented, and then just continue to upgrade. And that is the only way we shall be in position to get better.
Wow, interesting. I hope you are being answered. You didn't actually tell us your name, but if you're sending in a question, please indicate your name so that we know who is actually asking, for you to be able to actually be happy as well. But I really want to appreciate the work that Fundibots is actually doing, and I think if we have like 5 or 7 or 6, or even Fundibots, just enough. If at all we collaborate with Fundibots to make their work easy. Because if you look at what they do, you will find out that there is inclusion of everyone. A Fundi at work includes everyone, even if you're an adult. Fundi at school, you will actually find out that your children are going to also benefit from all these programs at the end of the day. But my question is, are there science education policies that guide and encourage the development and implementation of all the policies and tasks that Fundibots actually brings on?
Yes, and like I mentioned, I think the very first thing I mentioned as we were starting is that we don't work in isolation of policies, of collaboration and everything. So we work with the Ministry of Education. We are an education organization, and we are definitely governed by the Ministry of Education policies and guidelines. And yes, we are in so many networks. We work with the Raleigh network, but also, I think the other week on Tuesday, we are at the ministry making presentations, because there is no way we can penetrate through to the teachers and to the learner, or even to the universities, because it's still under education without working with those. But even then, we work in collaboration with other organizations. For example, on Saturday, we're going for 40/40 young girls, 5-a-side, to work with them, but also to play and have fun with them, because we know we have a common cause. Takes me back to why I mentioned that we don't work in isolation with anyone. We are in this together. Science is not just for me. When El Shaddai's son, future son, but there is a son. What do you want?
I don't know, because I've denied many.
Check.
I have denied many, maybe.
I research to because anyways, if your child one time invents something, it will not just be that, Fundibots takes the upload right from their teacher from primary 1, because if they hadn't taught them well, then it doesn't make sense, for us to take the credit. It will then make sense for us to take the credit, sorry. But if the child has a nice foundation, and then we meet them in senior 2, the credit comes all the way. Charity begins at home, right from home to school to where we've got them from. And as we continue the journey together, we are in this together. We don't.
Talking about homes, I remember very well when I was growing up. I really now want to understand, because kids learn, with their curiosity. But that curiosity sometimes is being buried by parents. When a kid gets a watch, when they get on a flat screen, so what's the role of parents in this whole picture?
Exactly. Remember Fundi at home? You can't work at home. In whose home?
How? Where?
You know how. But that's exactly what I am saying. We work with stakeholders, and everyone is included, even the parents. When they bring the children for holiday classes, the parent is practically putting in mafuta to come, drop the child, so that the child's curiosity is given an avenue to, to practice what they're, to think around with the things. But under that program as well, we are sensitizing parents that allow your children to tinker. Now, it doesn't have to be the flat screen in agenda bawano, 42 inch. It can be as little as, we have what we call magic boxes, and there's science practicals. We give them at home with procedures and guidings, and the parent is there, and the child is playing with that. We also, like I told you in the YouTube videos, the things that they will watch. There is that experiment that young people love, the one of Mentos and Coke.
Oh, yes.
So do it together at home. Understand the concept of science. Hey, you see how it is healthy?
Yes.
They are going to play, and then you're telling them, but you know something, learn a life skill here. Longos, clean up after yourself. Is there a radio that is spoiled? But recycling what we have to ensure that the young people can be.
Exactly.
Yes.
But kids of this generation no longer do them.
But they do.
They do, but they are just updated.
They're just updated.
Bavuga kubipira.
Wait, you're joking. People are doing all these things.
Rakuba El Shaddai oli mukulu. Kachkwata tu yonna golaba wa bakulu. Hey.
I will not retaliate. I will not.
But anyways, to answer you, El Shaddai, is that yes, we are working. We're collaborating with the parents as well. When we say Fundi are at home, we are saying parent, be included in this whole journey. Allow the child to tinker, to play around. If they don't take a STEM career, well and good. What you have learned will never leave you. Canadian prairies, ani azisoma.
You maybe you've actually also brought me to that particular question. We have parents who desire their children to be a particular people or actually takes a particular careers in their lives.
Now, probably the parent wants my son has to be a lawyer.
Exactly.
Like me. But then the kid is interested in science, yagala kwata kubintu.
And even vice versa. How can that actually be addressed?
So, more of it is going to be sensitization. Sensitization. You see, when we say career guidance, usually people want to take these programs to the learner, to the schools. Everyone who is doing career guidance, we are taking it to the schools and everything. But again, the parents need to. Now, for them, I think in those generations, and I cannot speak for them because for me, I am a 21st century generation parent who will probably sit down and find out, what do you like? Beauty and cosmetology, let's shoot. My 12-year-old is trying to think around with hair and all those things, makeup and what? She's 12. If she doesn't take it tomorrow and says, okay, now I am an English teacher, then we shall nurture English teacher for that moment until they find their path, but as we are moving towards that. But I think then it was the prestigious careers, the lawyer, the doctor, the engineer.
Banker.
God forbid that you want to be a DJ.
But
with this
oh man. Right now. But now you see, we study journalism.
Yeah.
And before we know it, we are somewhere. We are introducing the world outside to the rest of the world inside. You know, I know what is happening in Ukraine and Russia thanks to you guys, because when you get updates, you let me know. But then, how would you tell your parent? Like how? You know. But right now, I think the more the change, there's global transition and evolution as we are evolving. Parents are learning to appreciate. Also, we have so many people who studied different different professions and are doing a different thing totally in their career lives. Have you seen doctors who are salon owners? Have you seen lawyers who are selling paint?
awe bayita abayiribi oyo aba muyiribi sopa
naye ndabye omuntu nga wa business naye ng'ali mu journalism.
And I'm saying this from a point of authority because I know one who was even a very excellent student at the LDC. When she was done, she was like, Mommy and Daddy, there you go.
Your degree is there.
Degree in
Angele Tunde.
Pepopaka Congo. She's a sailor of paint in Congo, an entrepreneur, kabisa, because she was a business person. Imagine if that person had done business administration, where would we be? 5 years doing law. But that was also because sometimes, as a child, probably she didn't know. It might not even have been her parents, because she knew, oh, I have to do law, let me do law. But even now, her legal knowledge still helps. That's the thing. Whatever you study somehow will help you
always
along
helps.
the life journey. It does. But the parents need to be included. Abazadde tuli bakambwe nnyo.
Sure, because if my parents were not so bakambwe, I don't know where I would actually be as an individual. But coming to that particular point, getting back to what we've been discussing, the nature of how we are taught. When you look at our traditional classrooms, are they so much, are they appealing to the kind of studies that are being taught, most especially science and technology? We say these are practical lessons. But you will actually find a classroom that has only one teacher, but students are like 80. And I don't think that will be a very conducive environment for students to be able to capture what a teacher, a blackboard teacher, will be able to actually pass on to them. So I really want to understand how can that be now, addressed, most especially in, getting to each and every single student in a classroom.
So waliwo ebimu bye tutasobola. Let me even start with my Luganda. Waliwo ebimu bye tutajja kusobola kugonjola because we are ourselves. So let me give an example scenario of a UPE school or of a typical government school. We are going to give a case study. We are in Chitante. P4 class has
120.
Let me say 70 learners, and then there is one teacher. But then we want to take them tools, and they've got to work in groups. And their classroom is this big. Ladies and gentlemen, this room is so spacious, but it can't seat 70 people, and it can be the classroom that we have. What are we going to do? We're going to say, until we get bigger classrooms, we are not going to teach? No. We are going to teach, and we are going to encourage peer education, and we are going to encourage that these young learners study in groups, and we are going to put accountability partners. And that is how we are trying to do it in the classrooms with the learners, even in the schools that we are piloting, especially our ESC curriculum. We are telling the young people that work in groups. So for example, this will be a group of 5. So in case there are 70, divide by, 5. How many groups are those? We give them tools. They tinker with the tool. They make presentation. In there, they're learning lots of soft skills. Again, they're writing down their points. They're choosing a leader. The leader is organizing. Then they will have to present. Then they will have to agree, what are we presenting about? If they can't fit in the classroom, maybe the teacher will even improvise further. Let's go, until we get there. Because classroom blocks are not going to be built tomorrow. If we are still fighting for salary, what do you think? When do you think classroom blocks will come?
It's just a matter of being creative.
So we shall be creative, we shall improvise, but we shall make sure that we are moving the right direction.
Right.
Amazing. I have some response coming in here. There is a particular individual saying, I don't know how true they are. He says Africans are best in technology, but the countries do not provide a platform or present an opportunity for them to excel and showcase their talent, thereby once leave the shore of their continent to Western world to excel and do the best.
There's a truth in that, but it's also an attitude mentality. If you're going to do your work and you're going to keep quiet about it, it's on you.
As an individual.
Now, eno hustle, tuli mu hustle eyaddala. You have something that can change the world. Show the world. Start with that border guy there. Go to your LC and tell the LC. If the LC is not listening to you, go to your local church. If the local church is not listening, you find your way to the New Vision, and they tell you, "Banange gone are the days of government yetuyambe." Government is busy, and so are you. So when you're busy creating, the Western world, as I can presume, I don't think that the presidents are everywhere in the houses, or that ICT minister is in the houses looking for people who have innovated. They're also out there trying, and the world is rich now. We have social media. Put your things out there on social media. Do you remember that young man who went with a metallic box to the university
Exactly.
and people made a
Yes,
hype
yes,
out of him?
yeah,
How
yeah.
did he get the vibe and the hype? It was because of social media. So before we start playing blame games, what have you done as an individual that has
I wish social
frustrated
media was
you?
there when I joined secondary.
You understand?
Because I went with my chinu from primary.
So I want you to tell us that I am frustrated. I have tried this and it is not coming through. Who can hype me? We have influencers, the Shibas. So if Shiba can't influence you, maybe she will know someone who can influence you because we are believing in you. When you throw it so many times, at least you will have tried. Let's not wait for people to hype us. I mean, I don't think Fundi Bots has gotten the mileage it is supposed to get, but at least we are not where we were.
Exactly.
11 years later, we are somewhere else. I mean, 7 years ago, if you had asked, people would probably be asking, what is that? Who are those? But you start small, think big, and act immediately.
Amazing. We have 3 minutes to the top of the hour. This conversation is getting more interesting than I thought it would definitely be. You didn't talk about Fundi girls.
Definitely, I was waiting for you. So, Fundi girls, yay, Shiba, high five.
So am I now isolated?
No.
Nedda baba kikwanga tegwabuuziza.
Fundi girls doesn't work in isolation of Fundi boys. So what Fundi girls does is we are trying to ensure that we get intentional and equitable inclusion of the girl child. It is a global truth that for everything that is happening in the world, then there was limited inclusion of the girl child or the female. Let's not even say girl child or the female. Just like we all know that the first time we ever witnessed a female president and all those things, it's the same thing with tech and science. Now, this is because of so many reasons. One, the stereotypes, girls can't do this, boys can't do that. But also because naturally, as girls, there are things that limit us from, you're supposed to do a physics class, then you're cramping, all those things. But then also, culturally, your brothers can go. They'll probably graze later. You first stay at home and first finish. We're training the girls to be wives, stay-home moms. So what are we saying? We are saying for Fundi girls, can we just have intentional inclusion of the girls? Give equal opportunity to the girl. If the boy, if let me not even say the boy child, if the young man is going to school, allow the girl to go to school as well. If she says she wants to become an electrical engineer, allow her be an electrical engineer. Young men, kindly stop enabling and stigmatizing us. If you see a girl holding a soldering gun,
Oh, yo, Arinyemiti. Tomboy.
You see the names that you call us, and then you go like, banang, then they will even ask you, Ani anawasa gwe, you know? So it is important for us to stop stereotyping. So that is why we have that aspect of Fundi girls, and it is just so that we can break the myth again and the misconception about what girls can't do and what boys can do, especially in that state.
Amazing. I don't know if Shiba has any other question, but I think...
My questions are off air.
You're off air. Whatever you want to ask, please ask it in silence. Ask it in silence.
I will talk to her direct, no corners.
All right, but we just want to thank you so much. I don't know why you love calling people Madame Nsita Rosbella. Thank you so much for coming through. You've really done us very well. And I understand pretty much our listeners have also been blessed by the information you've shared. And we're looking forward to actually having you more to actually talk about this, to unlock those misconceptions about science, technology, and whatever in that particular case. So do you have any other parting shots as we wind up this?
What I can say is that please worry not. We are evolving, and we are evolving towards the best direction of allowing ourselves to be who we are supposed to be, to create, to innovate. We love using the catch from learn, craft, and play. Can we just enjoy ourselves as we get through this? And yes, I am thankful, being thankful Thursday.
Yep.
Thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you so much for giving us a platform to tell the world what we do. We are very grateful.
Amazing. We just also want to thank, shout outs to the entire team at Fundi. Tell them they're doing a very incredible work. Most
And El
especially
Shaddai is bringing his son.
my whole family.
His upcoming son.
And also bringing myself as well. Myself too. But maybe what you didn't actually talk about, are these programs, like, for example, you conduct, are they paid for programs?
Thank you. I was waiting for that platform. Okay, so the holiday classes are paid for programs. Apart from the YouTube video, YouTube videos, please just subscribe and you'll be in position to enjoy them as long as you have data. But when we are doing holiday classes, like we shall have one in August, we do robotics and then we do coding. Robotics is 75,000, coding is 125,000 for the 2 weeks, every single day, from Monday to Friday for 2 weeks. In the schools, depending on what program you take on, we have the outreach, which is totally free, and that one is for the marginalized community. But if you can afford us and need us, please give us a call. I'll give you the payment plan and how we can integrate our curriculum, our robotics curriculum in your school. The enhanced science curriculum, the rollout was totally free. We are in 33 schools and it is totally free. Most of our work is pro bono.
Pro bono.
Free.
May the good Lord bless you. Location?
Those that fund us.
Location?
We are in, like I mentioned, we are in Gulu, we are in Bale, we are in Bara. In Kampala, we are in Komamboga.
Yes. Amazing. I understand very much that you've heard very well. If you are interested in those programs, please go and take your kids and take yourself.
Research. While you work Google. And they have a very beautiful website.
Exactly.
So just go put Fundi bots. You go to their website, go to About Us, go to their everything is there.
Definitely be there. I think we definitely have to call this wraps. Coming up next is Changamuka na Vijana with Glory Jolie. Anything for us, Shiba, today?
It's a fun Friday!
We've waited for Friday to come. Here it is.
Woo!
Here it is.
Woo!
We bounce out of this particular place with excitement, leaving you with a beautiful jam coming in from Naxa and Kelly. The title of the song is Dance. Enjoy it and have a fabulous day. It's Thankful Thursday. Remember to be grateful and thankful. We are out of this place.
Kelly, let's get dig it, chuckle, dig it, chuckle, where I got it.
Put your worry aside, where I got it. Put your worry aside, where I got it. Oh, I came to dance. Oh, where I got it.
Watch as I go down low. Ripping this place like a tornado. I got your count to take a nigga, but I don't really care. Elastify you. All the blessings soon coming. Going back with them, call it homecoming. What you see is what you get. No Photoshop and I don't ever stress your pose. Yamaze is the theme of the Denakaba. Maziga kati kansa nuke. Dig it down, chokala, lekane, agala, mazimo, mutima, gwari, guakutuka. And the Lord, Yamusa Sude. Awala bebo na bakakanye. Nememe yange telede kati kansa kulo mutiki nsa nuke.
Put your worry aside, where I got it. Put your worry aside, where I got it.